It's your host from the West Coast, Nate Kusher, delivering another exclusive to y'all, my peoples. And this is going to be the story and the evolution of West Coast rap. Let's get into it. 1986 and 1991, N.W.A. Before the West Coast had a sound, before the world even knew where rap was going, the N.W.A. came and they changed the trajectory of everything. A group of young artists from Compton, California who told their truth so loud that America and its government couldn't even ignore it. Their impact didn't just change music, it changed culture forever. From police brutality to hood tales about Los Angeles that was never told before, N.W.A. kicked the door down for everybody on the West. But when they split up, the West Coast didn't slow down, it continued to get bigger. Death Row Records, 1991 to 1996. Death Row, Suge Knight, the whole label, it was an empire. Dr. Dre left N.W.A., Ice Cube left the group, Eazy-E continued to do his own thing. Dr. Dre clicked up with Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight and created an empire that was going to be bigger than any of us could ever think. The biggest names in rap, Nate Dogg, Dash Corrupt, and Tupac. G-Funk took over the charts, the streets, and the entire country. For a moment, the West Coast was untouchable, but all good things come to an end, and when Death Row fell apart, the West Coast had to find its identity again. And one of its original architects stepped up, and that person was Ice Cube. Ice Cube and Westside Connection, 1996 to 2000. Ice Cube never stopped representing the West once N.W.A. split up. With Dub C and Mac 10 now by his side, Westside Connection became the voice of a coast fighting to stay respected. The music, the movies, it all carried the attitude and the pride and the aggression of a region that refusing to die. But by the early 2000s, the West Coast needed a new leader. The South started to take over hip-hop, and someone needed to restore the West's honor. And that person? It was The Game. The Game in the 2000s. This era is the rebuild era. When Game stepped in, everything changed. He brought the West Coast back to radio, back to the charts, and back into the conversation. With Dr. Dre and 50 Cent behind him, and the streets of Compton supporting him, The Game became the new face of a new era. With his clothing line, his own label, Black Wall Street, he began to get the ball rolling again on the West Coast and open up them doors that was starting to close. But while LA was rebuilding, the Bay Area was about to spark a movement of its own. The Hyphy era, 2003 to 2008. The Hyphy movement wasn't just music, it was a lifestyle. Mac Dre, E40, Keek the Sneak, The Federation. The Bay created a sound full of energy, dances, culture, ghost riding the whip, putting your stunner shades on, side shows. The whole world felt the Bay's influence and it was hella undeniable. But as the Bay went crazy, LA was preparing for a different kind of rise once again, and it was built on hustle, respect, ownership, and legacy. Nipsey Hussle era, 2005 to 2018. Nipsey Hussle brought a blueprint of ownership, independence, and community building. He represented something bigger in rap, and at the same time, YG and DJ Mustard created a new LA street sound that took over the clubs, the radios, and had everybody partying again. Just for that one moment in time, as Nipsey gave the West a new face of hope and leadership for us to follow behind. But while the mainstream was shining, the underground wave started to shift, and it was time to respect the pen again. Top Dog ENT, TDE, 2012 to present times. The TDE era didn't start with fame, it started with discipline. In 2004, Top Dog built a studio in Carson and became hand-picking a roster the same way a coach built a championship team. J-Rock came first, then Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, and finally Kendrick Lamar, the quiet Compton kid whose pen would change the entire coast. By 2010, the four of them formed Black Hyphy, a brotherhood, a sparring circle, and one of the strongest rap collectives of the decade. When Section 80 hit in 2011, the West Coast felt that shift. When Good Kid, Mad City dropped in 2012, the world felt it too. TDE didn't just bring the West Coast back, they brought back the craft, storytelling, and respect for the pen. The alternative wave, 2011 to 2015. This is the wave of the internet era. Lil B, Kreayshawn, Odd Future. It was raw, experimental, and internet driven. This era shaped the next decade of rap, influencing everything from fashion to production to the entire online culture. The sound wasn't exclusive to the West anymore. Trap beats from the South made its way into West Coast listeners, and the vibe was beginning to blossom that didn't have to involve gangbanging and being a hard street dude. It was weird and kooky, but in a good way, and the West Coast needed that artsy creativity badly. And from that creative spark came out the internet era. More darker, sharper, more individuals from all walks of life repping the West now, turning it to a new direction. But as things and cycles come and go, the street focused, starving for luxury and riches was now creeping its way back up into the West, and that norm was new for all the young West Coast artists of being rich, young, fly, and successful. This is the modern era. We talking Frosty, Drakeo, Almighty Suspect, Shoreline Mafia, Roddy Ricch. The list goes on from 2015 to 2021, and you could say till present day times for some of them. Drakeo wasn't just shaping a sound, he was shaping a movement. Distinct team, his flow, his slang, his independence is all copied, cut, pasted, and delivered now from pretty much every rapper on the West. He changed the underground scene forever, and at the same time, Shoreline Mafia, OGZ, Phoenix Flexin' was bringing a new LA bounce to the mainstream, turning house parties into national anthems. 03 Greedo showed us what Watts, California could overcome with the harshest city of LA, producing a sound so different and raw that we couldn't ignore that pressure. Meanwhile, back in the city of Compton where it all started with N.W.A, Roddy Ricch took the West globally, blending his sounds from Atlanta and that melody with the LA street storytelling. And Phoenix Flexin' and OGZ made way for rap groups to be successful again after Odd Future and Black Hippie paved the way. The new West carried the torch into the new generation, keeping the energy alive as the times rolled on. The influence of this modern generation is very much strong and present to this day. Alright, if y'all like today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so you know the next time that I drop my next video. I'm Nate Kusher, this is Gang Gang Radio, and I'm out.